Number one, we're going to highlight the task. So we are seeking the main point of the passage. And I just highlight those pieces. In the construct of the actual exam, you probably have just completed the highlights and moved on. But we will reread the highlights at this point to reacquaint ourselves if you have not watched the video of the upfront read. So we'll just reread pink, starting with deep well injection, which has been used to some extent since the 1930s, has become a matter of controversy as growing numbers of communities come to rely on underground sources of drinking water. The controversy arises because there are three serious problems with this method of waste disposal. Injection wells may leak, allowing significant amounts of noxious chemicals to mix with supplies of drinking water. In other cases, mistakes by personnel working on the wells may lead to the pollution of aquifers. The third problem associated with deep well injection arises from the fact that it is nearly impossible to predict how the injected waste will be acted on by the geological features of the injection area. The significant uncertainty about where injected waste will flow, along with the possibilities of mechanical failure and human error, makes deep well injection a risky means of managing hazardous wastes. Unfortunately, as societies produce more toxic waste, industry will rely increasingly upon this relatively cheap, efficient means of disposal. So, we know that this author is concerned with basically saying that deep well injection, even though it is growing in popularity, is kind of a bad idea. So, with that in mind, we have our highlight tool selected, and we're going to highlight reasons to eliminate, or if we find an answer choice that matches that prediction about deep well injection being a bad idea, even if it's becoming more popular, we will select it. So, starting with choice A, deep well injection of hazardous waste is unsafe when expensive precautionary measures are not taken. Well, there isn't a condition of, well, if you spent the money, it would become safe. It seems as though the author is kind of against deep well injection, period. So we can eliminate choice A as not matching that main point. Next, with choice B, although deep well injection of hazardous waste can be unsafe, it is generally safe when proper procedures are followed. Well, no, the author, again, is against deep well injection. So as soon as I see it is generally safe when proper procedures are followed, I can probably eliminate choice B. Scrolling down just once, because we know A and B are eliminated for good, wrong reasons, choice C, because of the high costs and extensive regulations associated with other methods, deep well injection has wholly supplanted alternative methods of hazardous waste disposal. Well, we know it's becoming more popular, but to say that it is wholly supplanted alternative methods is absolutely an extreme statement. So we can eliminate choice C for what should be relatively obviously a wrong answer or reason. Choice D, the increasing use of deep well injection as a method of hazardous waste disposal is seriously problematic, and it's nice and bland phrasing, but that is absolutely 100% the main idea from our main idea highlighted sentences. So I would select D. Do check all of the answer choices just to be careful, but if we read choice E briskly, careful design and location of deep well injection facilities is important because communities commonly rely on groundwater for drinking. Well, this may be true, but we don't really discuss the design and location of the deep well injection facilities after like the first paragraph and maybe a half. So that is a detail, if anything. It is certainly not the main point of the passage. You don't want to talk yourself into it because choice B is absolutely the correct answer.